This is Par 73, bringing you the Myth World Cup 1999. This tournament took place in the summer of 1999, where the competitors built teams to face off and play against each other on the game Myth 2 Soulblighter, which was released in November of 1998. It was rather famous for having a rather infamous for having a bug that would delete your entire hard drive upon installing the game. But it was quite the success, and people play it to this day, unlike its successor, Myth 3 The Wolf Age, which essentially killed the franchise. But today we have a matchup between these two teams, Evil Incorporated and the Dwarven Elite Strike Force. Right now, Evil Incorporated has a 16-point lead going into Game 3. The first game was an 8-8 tie, with EI coming up with a full point maximum win in Game 2 on Dark Canyon captures. So they're ahead by about 16 points right now, which might require some more defensive play from the Dwarven Elite Strike Force, who unfortunately have only fielded 3 players today, playing against a 6 and a 7-man team respectively. They'll now be split up. For allies, MechJock taking a solo squad, and Ruben and Zero Nova 2-manning another, while Evil Incorporated has a 4-man squad as well as a 3-man squad. Introducing these players is Foss, Mutant, and Jedi Val of Evil Incorporated. They are the Teal Aqua team. Zero Nova and Ruben J of Dwarven Elite Strike Force in the white. Next up, we have Darkstalker, Voodoo, Colonel Kurtz, and Monk in the red team for Evil Incorporated. That's the 4-man squad, and MechJock is the black team. He has all the units for that squad. Dwarven Elite Strike Force will not only have to win the game here, they should totally go for a 1st and 2nd place, which would net them a 5 and 3 points effectively. But they need to defend some of these flags from EI in order to come back 16 points. I think they would have to hold off perhaps a combined 7 or 8 tags from their opponents, so we'll have to see how their defense holds up. And we already got the action going on here, as Foss is facing off with Zero Nova. This battle's taking place in the west, Zero Nova starting in the south, Foss approaching from the northwest. Meanwhile, it looks like Dwarven Elite Strike Force looking to push the other half of this EI team. They're going for a quick push, while the red team for EI, the 4-man squad, they're kind of left to wander this over half of the map. If you cut it down diagonally from the southwest to the northeast, they're in a large control here, besides Ruben holding the defense. And Foss engaging Zero Nova after losing some of his archers. But Zero Nova pulling out his dwarf. Well, MechJock completely pushes Jedi Val off of this flag. His Thrall and Dwarf under attack by Monk and Darkstalker up in the northeast. He might want to turn around and deal with that, as Zero Nova and MechJock need to clean up fairly quickly here and kind of keep EI off each other's flags. effectively, if they eliminate this teal team right now and it got no more flags, it will of course tag flag number 1 there, that's for sure, and probably get the ally tag on flag number 8. Eliminating that team as quickly as possible before it gets any more flags on the map is of the utmost concern for Dwarven Elite Strike Force. Boss Dwarf is going to go down there as Mutant secures some tags for his team, as well as Ruben, who's actually assaulting Voodoo's flag right here. And we have all the teams meeting up in the northwest. Dark Stalker's goals doing some work on MechJock's undefended and scattered archers. His warriors just clumped together, not spread out, to help his spread out archers. And that's gonna provoke Zero Nova to rush Jedi Val over here as Foss runs off down south for some tags. Jedi Val might actually win this melee fight, as I see at least 2 of the warriors for Zero Nova were not engaged. And Jedi Val is ahead in units, while the Dwarven Elite Strike Force will be losing that melee right there, and Zero Nova's units going down. MechJock coming in to secure that flag. He should be able to take that over. Foss is going to run away as Jedi Val drops the game. He was engaged in that melee too, so looks like the AI was doing some work for him there. As the Colonel and Monk are moving in here to take out the remainder of these Dwarven Elite forces. They have a combined 56% remaining to Evil Incorporated's 95%. And Foss's team pretty close to sealing the deal here. Same with Evil Incorporated's teal team. Red team. And MechJock just walking right by Foss, playing for the points, but it's too little too late, I believe. These ally games, much more faster pace. I guess that is the nature of Flag Rally. And perhaps the nature of allies as well, as both the EI teams only need flag 6 remaining. They will be catching up, and MechJock will be going to take out this thrall here as quickly as possible. Foss's warriors coming in from behind, and they will go down as MechJock continues to engage. The Colonel's coming with his dwarf, and he is well within range, but MechJock is going to push these warriors. Looks like he might take out that dwarf. It's going to get off a shot though. Takes out a warrior, damaging another. That should be enough to contain MechJock's forces. However, the Colonel unable to keep his dwarf alive in the process. It's all come down to the Dwarven Elite's last stand with Ruben. He's proven himself to be a very passive player for this team. It's micromanaging 4 different types of units now. Ruben with the jokes about Voodoo, who also dropped from the game. You guys want to keep playing even though he left? We could try it again. Apparently Fluffy Jr. has taken the mid pit. Congratulations to Fluffy. And Ruben doing what he can here to hold off this 50%. Almost takes out that warrior. That would have helped him out a lot, as it's way too close to his dwarf, who's now taking fire from enemy arrows as well. He's going to lose his archer. He needs to hit that clump, and his dwarf will go down to enemy arrows. Unfortunate for Ruben, as he knows it's all over. Zero Nova thanking those that made this tournament possible. Lots of respect out of these guys. Good to see it practiced in the early years of esports. That is for sure. There's not enough GGs these days, especially in pub games, and that is for any game that you play. So Evil Incorporated is going to take it here, taking first and second respectively. That's a combined 8 points. On top of that, they have 8 flags as well as another 7, so they have 23 points here. 24 points max that I believed was the maximum point advantage you could have here is wrong, as teams will definitely be able to get a hold of their defensive flags at the very least, if not their allies' flags. So 23 points, almost max them out if they were able to get another tag there. And Dwarven Elite Strike Force will go down eliminated. They get 1 point for the third place. There's 0 for the fourth. The 6 flags will be 6 points as well. They have 7 from their third place team and 3 points from their fourth place team. We'll go through the statistics in a little bit. So 23-10 ending this game. Evil Incorporated win the match by 29 points. The total score, no doubt, is 47 points. Evil Inc. to 17 by the Dwarven Elite Strike Force. The first game being a tie, keeping it close. Second game, the numbers of EI's forces really showed that they would be able to outposition their opponents. And out micromanage them with the combined power of 2 mice versus 1. Dwarven Elite Strike Force not giving up though. They came into this final game after drawing a fairly close BC fight, losing only in the final seconds of the game, I believe, on Dark Canyon, or at least towards the end of the game. Going through the statistics now as we celebrate this game 3, and as well as the elimination of the Dwarven Elite Strike Force and the persistence and ascension of Evil Inc. To another bottom bracket match. We have Dark Stalker, 12 kills, 4 losses, 76 damage. Monk, 18 and 8, 62 damage. The Colonel Kurtz, 15 kills, 4 losses, 56 damage. The second place EI team, led by Foss, 15 and 20, 112 damage. Foss putting in the work, leading EI on this game with damage. Mutant, 3 and 5 with 8 damage. 2 of EI's players dropped in this game. I believe it was Voodoo and someone else. Oops, I didn't mean to leave you out. I think it was Jedi Val. So I am not able to tell you their statistics. Combined for almost 400 damage between those two teams. Dwarven Elite Strike Force, the one-man team, one-man army, mech jock, 26 and 40. You can see his ratios really hurting. A 14 kill loss difference there. 152 damage coming up with the most damage for his team, almost out damaging the other team, and also able to secure the majority of the points for his team in this game. Whereas Zero Nova 14 and 24 with 106 damage, and Ruben 16 and 13 with 77 damage. They were only able to get 3 points for this team in this last game. Coming up short, they had a nice pinch on Evil Inc. between their two allied teams at the beginning, but once Monk and the Colonel and Dark Stalker showed up, they were able to support the remaining EI forces who slipped away and clean up the remainder of DESF. And that is that. We will call it a wrap. Leading in kills in this game and damage was the red EI team, who cleaned up at the end of the game. And that's it, folks. So this match will end 47-42 in the favor of EI. EI will move on to play against SAMII, the Sucks at Myth 2 Order. That is their name. I'm not talking shit. They do it about themselves, all on their own. No egos on that team. Good thing to think about. But will EI be able to stand up against them? We'll have to find out, as they might also play against Mac Gamers Guild. Both those teams facing off in the top bracket right as this match is being played. Perhaps the match happens a day later. But yeah, and as for DESF, they are eliminated. That will wrap up the production of this match between EI and DESF. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the films. Be sure to check out how EI does throughout the rest of the tournament. And thank you all for watching. Thank you, myth addicts and fan addicts out there, as well as old players and all other viewers out there checking out the game and the tournament happenings. 96 teams whittled down to 16. After this round, there will only be 12 left. Dwarven Elite Strike Force is not one of them, and EI is. So thank you all for watching. That will wrap it up. And stay tuned for the next saga. I believe it is Wolfpack versus Companions. That should be a good one, folks. This is Par 73 signing out. Thank you for the good games.